Hey everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. So I just wanted to talk about resentment. So we all have like resentments, and we can either forgive the other person knowing that we don't have to be friends with them. It'll just help us heal. Some instances where we hold on to our resentments, like we've been betrayed, hurt really bad, just something really bad happened that made us resent someone in our life. For instance, what if it's your parents? Okay, let's just say it's your parents. Like I had an instance with my dad. I grew up with an alcoholic dad. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that have grown up with alcoholic parents or an alcoholic parent or family member or whatever. But living with someone like that made my childhood really scary. So I was always in fear as a child because my dad was an unpredictable alcoholic. He would rage just out of nowhere, just start screaming. So, and eventually in life, fast forward to me having kids and still maintaining a relationship with my dad because, you just let go of things over time, but you never forget. And sometimes it'll come up when an instance happens like it did with us. And so my kids were little. My dad was a photographer, okay, by hobby. And so he would always be the one that took our pictures for school or family photos. Okay. So and he just would always, he was like what they call the dry drunk. So it's like he still has the same like very short temper. And it comes out at times like picture time because he wants you to have the perfect pose, He's like, oh, turn your head this way, this way, this way, all the angles, right? But your face is, you can see in some pictures of my kids, they're just like trying so hard to please him. Well, one time he got a little carried away and it started making my heart pound. And the next thing you know, I was like, get up, kids, let's go. And we took off and the kids were really little at that time, but able to remember this. And so I just left. So I told my dad, I am not going to let my kids grow up with the dad that I had. Okay. So that was it. I just left and my dad wasn't good at saying sorry and stuff like that. So like his way of apologizing was changing, which God, we could all do that. He didn't have to say anything. Okay. He just called me after about a month of not hearing from me, on which we called each other on a daily basis. And then he just started changing. Next thing you know, he's like, doing things like I had the dad that I never had through my kids. Like, so my kids got to have the dad I never had. And it was so much fun, like raising my kids with my dad that I never had. And it was so fun watching him like be the dad that he never was. It was so neat. And so you just don't know how things are going to turn out, like when it comes to being upset with someone. Look, then there's other situations where you have a family member that you have a resentment towards, or, a friend or whatever, and they are dying, okay? And you're going to start feeling these feelings of compassion, love, forgiveness, and all this stuff happening. Let it happen, okay? Let it happen. One of our natural instincts is to be loving, compassionate, and forgiving. I can't see myself having a relationship with certain family members because, they did me wrong really bad. Especially after giving many chances, and you just want to move forward from that. You don't want to have to keep repeating that over and over again. So you just let them go until they're dying, and you're like, what the fuck? It changes you. It really does. All of you have felt it. You can't deny it. Think back to when you found out that someone you have a resentment towards is dying and how it feels, and it's sad. It's sad. I've not had this experience before. I've not had an experience where a family member who I resent is dying. And now I went from being like, fuck them. And then all of a sudden I'm like, it's different. Okay. I was determined, had determined that I was going to be resentful towards these people for the rest of my life for what they did to me on purpose because of their own personal issues. Okay? It changes everything. So when you hear that they're on their way out, and before I used to think, ooh, karma, right? No. Then on comes the natural responses that we're born with. Okay? It's our natural instinct. We can be pissed and upset, but when you see someone dying, and because you know how precious life is, it's sad. It is. I could just go on and on about what this person did, but I'm just telling you, these people really hurt me. And it's sad to see what is happening. All my resentments just went right out the window, and like compassion, love, and forgiveness just filled my heart. So that's like the message I guess I'm bringing to the table here, because I just experienced that. So, and I imagine this is going to happen with the other people that I freaking am determined to hate for the rest of my life. Even though I've forgiven them, they have just keep doing so much harm. They just don't stay out of your life. They constantly come into your life when you don't want them to. You can't block them. They just constantly harass you because they're mentally ill. And I just, and I just have a feeling that, when the time comes later on in life, it's going to be sad, because you have to kind of look at the whole situation rather than just what had been done to me, Look at the whole situation. It's fucked up. I have been through some fucked up shit in my life, and the only way for me to heal is to be able to forgive the other person. And it doesn't always work out that way, but not everybody's the same, dude. Not everybody deals with shit the same. So anyway, I know I'm going on forever, but I feel it's a very important thing to talk about. This is a new experience for me, and I'm hoping that you'll have the same experience, that, the person that you have a resentment with, if it's your family member, friend, or parents, that you'll be able to maybe forgive them. My dad and I had that relationship for several years before he got diagnosed with cancer and ended up dying. But I know that, like, he died knowing that he made some wonderful changes in his life, and he just turned into a beautiful soul. My goodness, what a change. I mean, seriously. Like, he almost lost me and his kids, his grandkids. And I think he realized that I was done. I will move forward. I don't care if it's my parents. I'm tired of this. But no, he changed. And he changed for the better and gave all of us a beautiful life. So it's not always going to work out. Like, they're going to be like, oh, I'm sorry. They might show you through their actions. So there's that option too. So, don't just think that it's supposed to be this cut and dry, like, oh, I'm going to go make amends or something like that. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you just got to feel it out, and you'll see that people are changing for the better. That's what happened with my dad. I never imagined that would ever happen. I totally thought that he was like a goner. I was like, all right, we're moving forward without that negative entity in our life. But then he proved himself otherwise, as he should have, because this is our tribe. He's the chief, It's okay to feel sad for people that you're resentful towards, for people who have done you dirty, and I mean dirty. People who have hurt you physically, mentally, anything like that. You just never know how it's going to end up. You may think that you're going to be resentful and pissed off all your life at this person and never, ever, ever forgive them. But that might change. I hope you got some kind of message from that. I carry on. I don't like have everything written down and shit. Like, when I come up on here, like, I'm thinking of something, and then it doesn't matter if my hair's, I'm doing the middle of doing laundry and cleaning the house, or I don't care when it is. I need to speak it, because I feel like it can help, you out there that are struggling with this same scenario or have had this feeling and don't know what to do with it, go with it, dude. Write it. Go with it. It is your natural instinct and superpower, dude. All right. Anyway, have a good rest of the day, everybody. Bye.